finding durable campsites. We're not messing around with the wilderness. We have good backpacks, so we're carrying out all of our gear. What kind of hazards do you think we would run into if we were camping in the wilderness?
Cougars.
Fire.
Cougar or
Injury.
Cougars.
There could be some cougars, right? There could be some fire.
Poison
No, there
ivy.
will definitely be a cougar.
Injuries? What kind of injuries?
Broken
Cougar.
bones.
Rude.
Could be some broken bones, sprained bones.
snake.
Having to deal with these.
Could be a snake bite.
Charged by a moose.
My jaw.
Who
You just
knows?
blinked my jaw.
Get charged by a
Right?
moose.
One time when our center babies were walking through our campsite, we all hid in our tents.
That sounds fun.
Concussion.
It was
So-
really scary,
We will definitely run into
but they just...
Meese are cute.
complications and hazards when we go camping or hiking.
What the heck are meese?
In Geronimo, in our troop in Geronimo, what kind of hazards do we run into?
Sunburn.
Other
Crawdads.
troops.
Dehydration.
I'm not sure.
Dehydration, there's
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Sunburn.
Okay.
And
What was that?
Sunburns.
I say sunburn.
Did you have to go to the first aid place?
Yeah.
Yep,
We had-
Other
dehydration.
We had a
troops.
second person who had to go.
What happened to
First
what
aid
happened to Easton?
Noseblues.
Scrapes all over his
He fell over, yes.
You fell over.
Got scrapes?
Out of his hands.
One time I
Griffin.
fell off the
Okay.
cliffs.
Scouts being stupid, right?
Scouts, yes. In fact, the scout law should end in a scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, being cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, reverent, hungry, and stupid a lot of the time, right? But I like to throw hungry in there. Okay, so what is the scout motto?
Be prepared.
We are prepared.
So, Landon, do you think that if we know that we're going to run into complications and hazards, it's important to be prepared? So how do we prepare for the unknown?
First aid.
You
First
have
aid
to
what?
know.
We expect the
Okay,
unknown.
so what are some good things to have in a first aid kit?
The unexpected.
Band-Aid.
Ointment.
Moleskin.
Okay,
I like
moleskin in case
moleskin.
you get blisters like I did.
Blister.
Candy.
Like Ryan did.
Candy is good.
Yeah, it is.
Eve.
Yep.
Eve.
Why?
Because Cage has
You need
diabetes.
sugar.
For diabetic.
Could be for diabetes.
My
yeah.
foot blew up.
Yeah, when we took
Blood
him
pressure.
to the first aid center, when Cage had it was low blood sugar,
So, yeah, blood sugar.
he basically was sucking on frosting. They gave him frosting, was squirting frosting in his mouth.
Ew.
That sounds fun.
So have
That
you guys
sounds
ever seen Paul
disgusting.
I
Blart,
still have a
Mall
scar
Cop,
from my
number
blisters.
2?
No, I
Second
Second one.
The second
I
one.
haven't seen
I've
that.
heard that one's really
When
bad.
he's on the floor and he's going to
That's
drip the ice cream,
blisters.
remember?
Yeah, look at it.
I haven't
He
seen
just
that.
needed it. He had to get his sugar.
Scar.
He passed out.
Doctor spot.
Okay, so we should have a first aid
Goes
kit.
right here.
One of the things that we did at
No,
First
it was
Aid Merit Badge is we had to show a first aid kit. And bring a first aid kit. Bandages are good, right?
I have one in my camel.
Good. What else? Ointment, bandages, moleskin. What else do
Chapstick.
we have? Chapstick for what?
A knife.
Chapped
Chappy
lips.
lips.
For your nose.
Nobody wants to have chappy
a
lips.
knife in case you run into some aggressive scouts.
Some other aggressive scouts. You can have red
Or
dragon.
aggressive bees.
Or aggressive crawdads.
Okay.
You have to be able to run faster.
How about a pair of scissors
Run faster
or
than
tweezers?
scouts, you just have to run
In case you need to cut off your fingers for frostbite.
Okay, we're going to get into cutting off the fingers and we'll probably have So why would scissors be important?
Rope. You needed to cut rope.
Because you sometimes have to cut things. You could cut bandages.
You could cut your
You could cut a
blisters off.
shirt if you
You
needed
could
to
cut
splint
yourself.
an
You
arm,
always
right?
need rope.
Hair.
You can cut your
We're
blisters
talking about in
off.
your first aid kit. Rope
Oh.
is going to go in the backpack. How about tweezers? What would we want tweezers for?
Splinters.
Splinter.
A splinter?
Nose hair.
Cactus needles.
Cacti? Cactus needles? What else
Not
do you think?
nose hair.
Oh, you would need a knife.
There's a little bug
For-
that gets in you. It's
A tick.
Yeah, there's a lot of them in Northern California.
A tick.
A tick. Yes, we're going to talk about ticks.
Buzz. Tick.
This isn't even what we're talking about yet. This is just the prelude, okay? Then
Uh,
we do
I'm
the
gonna run out of memory.
for
a
bee
knife.
stings. To
Thank
get the
you.
sting out.
Good, good. How about
Or for leeches.
leeches too? That's
For bleach.
really important. You never know where you're going, man. How about like aspirin or ibuprofen?
Those are good.
Yeah. Yummy.
Benadryl.
Tylenol.
Out for allergies.
Keep going.
Yummy.
Bring it on. Just empty the medicine cabinet. As long as it's if it's prescription and someone's name on it, you shouldn't bring it. But yeah, it's good to have that. In fact, in my
Stop.
truck, right, I like to go to Walgreens. Usually has a pretty good one. Walmart has it though, and you buy like 500 tablets ibuprofen. It's amazing how often someone has a headache or whatever. Yeah, I've got some in my truck. Pop it out. My skills.
That wouldn't have helped at
The
camp.
BKMMBA.
Was the truck was far. Okay. All right. So we need to be prepared for emergencies because emergencies happen. All right. When an emergency happens, what is the first thing that you should always do?
Plan.
Call 911.
Say, stop that right now.
Ryan, right? No.
Ryan.
Ryan.
Yes.
Ryan, call 911.
Every time.
That's awesome, man.
No, stay calm.
And you
always-
need to tell them where
Stop.
Hey, you're
Put
having
your
a heart
friends in
attack.
shock.
You're having a heart attack.
This
Stop
is
that right now.
important. If you're in a serious injury or coming to a serious accident,
you call 911.
there are certain things you want to do. You want to call 911 when available. Now, Ryan, what if it's you and me and Brother Nelson out there? Brother Nelson goes down hard, right? And I'm staying with him, okay? And we have no cell service. And we don't have a phone.
Then you yell
Okay,
911.
Brother Nelson. That's
No.
where he gets cell service.
Not necessarily.
But you could.
It's good to have, if there's more than two people, right? The victim, injury victim, and another person, to send that person for help.
Yeah.
One person stay with the victim, tend to the injury, and go for help.
And you tell them 911.
And then what do you tell them?
What happened,
Mm-hmm.
where it happened, who was injured, and when it happened.
Right, and who is how many victims there are, right?
Yeah.
Because they need to know, right? Now, if it is a burning building, should we run into it?
Yes.
No.
Why not?
If you want to save the kitten, you
Because
should.
it's gonna make the place
But if you want to
unstable
save
and
anybody
there's
else,
a
you
lot of
shouldn't.
fire.
But a kitten.
Because you don't want to be the second victim, right?
Lots of fire.
Okay.
This is healthy.
Always check if there are other people nearby. They can assist with first aid,
Yeah.
and they can help.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
We don't want the bystanders to become victims themselves, so we need to clear the area, make sure they're safe.
The biggest risk with fire is smoke inhalation. You don't want that in your life.
Okay. Who knows what shock is?
I do.
Ryan, other than Ryan, what do you think? Josh?
I can't describe it, but I know what it is.
When you
So,
act like
true or
you're
false statement? Every death is caused by shock.
drunk. No.
True.
Who says that?
I think it's true.
Every death is a result of shock.
No.
A result of
Not
shock.
necessarily.
Tell me one that's not.
When you shoot a gun at
You
someone.
make a point.
So, shock is
You
your
just sit
body's
there and you're like,
shock is your
nah, I'm
is
done.
your body's way of resisting the pain or the injury. It's your body's built-in mechanism. So we should always treat for shock. Because even if I get shot by a gun and get hit in the heart, does the heart continue to beat or does it stop? It's a form of shock. Body goes into shock and shuts down. Can't continue. If I drown, what happens? I can't breathe, right? Body shuts down. Hyperactive shock. But we always want to treat for shock. What's a good way of treating for shock? Shock, your body, your adrenaline's going.
They'll
Body
be
starts to
cold,
shake.
right? They'll be cold and clammy.
Not a symptom. How do we treat for it?
Oh.
Put your feet in there.
Right, put one foot in the air. How about cover them up?
I mean, like.
Shock blankets.
Right, put a blanket on. Why do we put blankets on?
Because it warms
To
them up.
make them feel cozy.
Warms them up, but what if they're super hot and they're dying of heat?
To make them feel cozy.
Well,
And they're in shock still.
Give them an ice bath.
That's hyperventilation. There's a lot of different ones. We can be here all night talking about them. So basic treating for shock is cover with a blanket and try to calm
make them
and
feel cozy.
stabilize. Treat whatever it is. So right now, Josh is in a little bit of shock. He's got the blanket on him. We're treating Josh for shock. All right,
such a huge shock blanket.
Mm-hmm.
it is.
It helps a lot.
I want a shot blanket.
Stop.
Okay, so let's go to poisonous plants. Name some poisonous plants.
Poison ivy.
Poison oak.
Poison ivy and poison oak, right?
Easy.
Poison ivy, and then the twin sister, the evil sister, poison oak. What happens if we get poison ivy, poison ivy or poison oak?
You get a rash and then you get.
Get
What should we
rash
do?
and it's ishy.
Should we just scratch it all?
And then you blow
No,
up.
scratching it makes
You do
it
not
worse.
blow up.
No.
Okay, so remember our first aid kit?
Put
That's
chapstick on
chicken
it.
pox.
Landon, what did you say you could
That's
bring in
true
the
also.
first aid kit?
I don't know.
You said
I'm
antibiotic
saying-
ointment, right?
Moleskin.
Put a little antibiotic ointment on it and then wrap it with some of the gauze.
Or
Why do we want to wrap it with gauze? Mark?
So that they don't scratch it.
Neosporin. Mark, what did you say so they don't scratch it?
He
Right?
said that. Yes, Mark said that. That's
Perfect.
what Mark
That's
said.
one of the reasons you wrap with
That's
gauze.
what Mark
No.
said.
So honestly, before I was
Until
asked
the
to teach
ointment
this, I
goes
never
on.
thought if you got poison oak, why would you wrap it with gauze? Like just scratch it until it feels better.
Basically the cone on the dog.
So you do. You know, actually, when you're scratching it, you spread it. Yeah, and it activates. It's more active. It's crazy.
You said that was.
Okay, good. How about animal bites? Warm-blooded animals. Name some warm-blooded animals.
dogs.
Bear.
Yes.
Moosin.
All mammals.
Cow.
Rat.
Mammals.
Geckos.
A mammal.
Birds.
A mammal. Right.
Birds.
Geckos.
Birds.
So
No.
when they bite, what do you
Birds are
think happens to the
scary.
skin? What does it do to the skin?
It's punctured.
What?
Punctured.
Puncture. How do we treat a puncture wound?
Wrap it up
Put
with
it on a
bandages and
Band-Aid.
apply pressure. Clean it.
Everything is,
Add another one
everything
so
is
it
the
looks like a
same.
snake
You
bite.
clean it out. Who said that?
Me.
Throw some more
I
candy.
did.
You clean it out.
Candy's over there.
Always clean it out. Apply pressure.
I want candy too.
Neosporin is always good for everything. And WD-40. Right? And then you wrap it with a bandage. So the bandage is the most important thing in the whole first aid kit. Because you can use a bandage for just about anything.
Except for frost.
So Nelson needs to clean his glasses, takes the bandage out. No, I'm serious.
My shirt.
Well, but if you have a bandage, you can just take a little piece of bandage out. Okay.
The universal
As
is duct
Snake bites.
Don't suck the poison out.
That's
right.
bad.
That's
We
a
have two types of snake bites. What do you think they are?
Probably can't even.
Venomous snake bites and
Venomous and
puncture snake
non-venomous.
bites.
Okay, so non-venomous snake bite. What do we want to do?
We want to.
Don't suck the poison out.
Wash non-venomous.
Oh.
Oh
We
no.
want to clean it
I
out.
said venomous.
Clean out.
Clean it out, stop the
Apply
bleeding, put a
antibiotic
bandage.
ointment, and cover with sterile bandage. They're all the same. That's
Mhm.
it. Watch this. What do we do with the venomous snake bite?
Clean it
Yeah,
out.
clean it
Put
out.
a bandage.
Bro Nelson
And
and
call
I
for
are out
help.
camping with Landon, and I get bit by a rattlesnake. What do you do, Landon?
You clean it out.
I don't know.
Call
Tell
911.
Brother Nelson to help.
Yeah.
Always-
You're out camping.
Call 911. Find a phone. Run. I'm gonna die.
Call
Where did you find
119.
the phone in there?
Go to the car.
It's on the ground.
Get the
Somebody
keys,
left
drive.
it.
Do whatever you gotta do, man.
Fine, spelled 911
Over
wrong.
there.
Okay. So, venomous snakes in North America, pit vipers, coral snakes, obviously rattlesnakes. They have what kind of heads? They all have kind of the same.
Square.
Diamond dish.
Close. Take a square and a diamond and put them together. What do you got?
A rhombus.
A rhombus. They have rhombus heads. They do have rhombus heads. Triangular heads,
Squamous.
pits on each side in front of their eyes. Coral snakes have black snouts.
Coral
They're marked
snakes are
with
yellow.
red and yellow bands.
Poisonous.
What's the
What's the same?
yeah, red on
and
yellow on red.
Not a
Not dead?
not a
Or
not
yellow
a
red.
fellow
No.
red with black
Wait,
friend of Jack.
What?
We'll work.
I heard-
Red and black is a
Coral
happy
snake
jack.
versus the- Yeah.
Okay.
I just
No,
stay away
red.
from all sex snakes.
Red and
That's
black
right.
is a
I
happy.
stay away from all
Snakes
snakes.
there are no good snakes.
Yellow and red.
What about red
Red
racer?
and
I pick those up and play with those all the
Red
time.
racer, yeah, yep, that's the dirt snake or the ground snake. Yeah, he's orange. He looks like a worm, kind of a big worm. Good. All right, we're almost done.
We have a water.
What else do we have in our first aid kit? Ryan, give me an answer. What else do we put in our first aid kit? I said we need tweezers, right?
Yes.
Mommy.
And we use those for what? Cougar?
Cactus
I know
needles.
what else.
Okay.
And
Cody,
tape.
Ice packs.
if you get bit by a tick and a tick is stuck inside the back of your ear right here, it'll happen to you.
You'll blow up.
Stop here.
Okay? How do you pull it? How do you not reach in and pluck it?
No.
What do you use?
A knife.
Use a knife right here in the back of my
Stab
ear?
your ears.
Cut
Back of
yourself.
the knife.
Just cut your ear off.
How about tweezers? Good job, Mark.
Back of the knife.
But you don't twist it
We're gonna
because then his head will break off.
because the head of a tick
Yes.
screws and unscrews. It's like a little Lego
The
guy.
back of it will break off.
What?
And then the head will.
You just pull.
Okay, thank you.
I think.
Okay.
If you use the back of the knife, you
So
can get it off.
this is why it's the most important thing was to have that first aid kit because all this stuff makes sense. You just open it up if you have everything in there, and the first aid kit is in the scout book. So put one together. All right. Last but not least, we're going to talk a little bit about what we all learned at the scout camp, bee stings. A bee stings you, what do you do with it?
Usually it falls out on.
Don't squeeze
Like,
this.
usually it does
don't
fall out on its
squeeze
own.
You use a knife.
If the stinger is so don't squeeze it because that'll inject more poison.
You use a
Use
knife
the back
and
of
cut
the
it off.
knife. Back of the
And just kind of shave it off,
The
right?
back of the
Keep-
knife.
Well, you can
Use
use both
the
sides.
back of the knife.
Well,
Because I don't want
Cooker, hold this.
because you don't want to just shave your whole hand, right? You don't want to like cut all the skin off.
just the back
So you use it and you just pull it off. 9 times out of 10, they will do what, Cougar?
Fall off on their own.
They'll fall out on their own. But it's kind of a bummer if you've got this bee stinger sticking inside of you.
One time,
For the
I
record,
had a
spiders
bee
bite and insects, other insects do
and the bee
sting.
was in it.
But
and
spiders
it
bite.
was in my arm.
Scorpions,
It was
they-
like
scorpions
staring
hurt.
at a stinger and just like,
That sounds terrible.
it was funny.
We had a spider in the kitchen yesterday. It was this
Gross.
big,
I don't like spiders.
crawling across the counter.
What kind of spider?
All right, what's the most important
Was
thing
it a
when
big
you're going,
hairy spider?
when you're camping and hiking
I like big hairy
and
spiders.
it's hot? What's the most important thing you should do?
keep,
If it's hot.
keep hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
Don't
Drink
do
lots
what
of
Mark
fluids.
did at Camp Geronimo.
Yes.
Drink lots of fluids,
It
okay?
hurts.
And the scout motto:
I gotta
Be
be
prepared.
be prepared. That's what I always say. Cut it.
Oh, cut.